cult classic of Japanese horror, Ringu is often revered for its sheer shivering terror and minimalist intensity. It is a film that many critics, such as Hideo Nakata of The Guardian, appreciate for being a masterpiece of execution. There are a few critics, however, who, while respecting the film, believe it has certain narrative flaws. Scott Tobias, while mesmerized with the concept of the dependence on technology, believed most of the film was dominated by a sagging investigative procedural without much character work. I believe that while the plot is slow, compared to American horror classics such as Night of the Living Dead, this critic perhaps misses the point. The film is not about humanity's dependence on technology. Films have beat this dead horse to the point of frenzied abandon, as in the body horror film Videodrome.
Come to me now.
A film which critic Emily Stevens compares to Ringu, and a comparison I find rather wrong-headed, or the nearly pornographic Crash.
I thought that was you up there.
No. My last lesson's next week.
As much as it is tempting to draw Bellardian moral from this film, I believe what the film is attempting to explore is much more primal. The struggle between tradition and reason, belief and skepticism. Plot, according to Aristotle, is all about unity. Every subplot, every piece of character development, and all of the production should go towards one cohesive action. A perfect example of this unity is the infamous well scene in Ringu, where Ryuji, the impatient skeptic, is trying to empty the cursed well of Sadako with the ambivalent help of his more superstitious ex-wife, Asakawa. The scene is 8 minutes, and in the standard of Western cinematography is drawn out. But every action, from Ryuji descending into the well Asakawa cradling Sadako's corpse, contributes to the Platonic theme of tradition versus modernity. Know how Ryuji wants to empty the well, solving the problem through action, whereas Asakawa wishes to solve the predicament through love. Perhaps the overdrawn plot is necessary for the development of these characters. Throughout the piece, the subtle action is accompanied by a piercing, often dissonant, string piece, most evident in the metafictional film within a film, the cursed video, which serves as impetus for much of the action. Composed by Kenji Kawae, who also composed the soundtrack for the famous Ghost in the Shell series, which inspired The Matrix, diverges from his usual work, which relies heavily on traditional drums and other percussion. In this climactic scene where Ryuji's arrogance destroys him, the soundtrack, as in the philosophy of Nietzsche, brings the viewer to a transcendent level where they are brought to Asakawa's level of understanding. There is a world beyond the world of the empirical and rational, which fills the abyss Nietzsche believed needed to be filled by the Overman. Cinematography also plays a major role in bringing the artist figure of Asakawa to life. Asakawa is an artist in that she creates, being an archetypal Ungian mother figure. Her ultimate act of creation is the replication of the cursed video to save her son Yoichi. Belief becomes a form of creation.
見せた
A telling example of this replication metaphor is in the final shot of the movie where Asako's car drives down a road which stretches towards the horizon, a seemingly infinite road, much like the ever-present street of Thomas Pynchon's V. The symmetry of the road and its almost infinite scope is a powerful concrete reminder that the tape which Asako has created will have to be replicated until hypothetically every person on Earth has seen it. Tradition wins out in the battle between reason, a battle so articulately presented in this film. What makes art beautiful, according to Gadamer, is its intertextuality, how it plays with our prior experience and prejudice, and allows us to perceive the world in a new light. Ringu is able to do this in a much more effective way than Videodrome or Crash, simply because it goes to the root of primal struggles, tradition versus modernity, or perhaps more accurately, creation versus destruction, and how these boundaries become blurred by technology. Technology plays a role, but it is a literary device in this film, not the Jejun theme in of itself. Ringu is a great film because of this transcendental quality.